What's up, YouTube? So I get this question a lot. Why do my shoulders hurt on chest day? Well, if you've ever been asked that question or you've ever wondered that question for yourself, here's why. All right, so we're going to start with one of the most common chest and tricep exercises, and that's push-up. A lot of people may not realize it is chest and tricep, but it's basically an upside down bench press. It's one of the most commonly mistaught and one of the most commonly mis-executed chest exercise, mainly because it's one of the simplest and one of the ones a lot of us can remember doing from a young age if we've been into any type of exercise since our middle to high school, you know, thinking back to physical education in school. So most of the time I see this form for a push-up. Hands out in front of you, legs up, body into plank, and go down. As you can see, when I go down, my elbows go out. This is putting pressure on my shoulders. Bear in mind, this is not a shoulder exercise. So we're going to make one small adjustment to our form to completely change the target muscles for this exercise. Hands back down, but we're going to turn our fingers out to make our thumbs face forward. What this does for our form, same thing, come into a plank. Now when we go down, our elbows go back instead of out. Now the pressure is on my chest where it belongs. And up. Down, elbows back, tucked in. Your biceps and triceps should never be more than 45 degrees out from your torso. The way I'm doing mine, with thumbs pointed out instead of fingers, my triceps actually brush my chest as I go down. And I can also hold for a lot longer. Remember, building muscle, or toning muscle for that matter, is time under tension. The longer you can hold proper form, the more benefit you're going to get out of a single exercise. Down and back up. Now we're going to go see how to apply that same principle to the bench press. Our video today is focused on why your shoulders hurt on chest day, and I'm illustrating that by showing proper form for any chest and tricep exercise, such as the push-up and the bench press. While I'm on the bench press, however, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to fix another misconception. This is not proper form. All right, so I fell close into proper form in the middle of my exercise. That's because it's difficult for me, having done it correctly for so long, to get into some of the poses I see on YouTube. Some of those times I've seen it on YouTube, it was in an actual competition. So one of the most commonly used regulations is IPF, the International Powerlifting Federation. The rules of the IPF simply state that your feet have to be flat on the floor. They can be blocked up to 30 millimeters if the bench is a little high or your legs are a little short. Your glutes have to be touching the bench. Your shoulder blades have to be touching the bench. For a very strict IPF judge, your head also has to be touching the bench. But because it's natural for your head to lift a little bit when you're initially unracking those heavy weights, most judges, including myself, will let you slide on the head, so long as the shoulders, glutes, and feet are still where they're supposed to be. So when you see that ridiculous arch, it is that individual lifter trying to up their weight capability for a single attempt for a competition. Most competitions, it's the best attempt out of 3. So they're literally trying to get the most bang for the buck out of a single, well, 1 rep max. That was redundant, I apologize. So you'll see them tuck their toes back. That, of course, is not proper form. But the setup itself, when I see them do that, is just laughable. And for all of my 3B Fit followers, be that one in the gym that everybody looks to as an example. Don't be the ones that end up on the how not to do it videos. So that being said, we're going to get right back to what we originally started with, and that was why your shoulders hurt on chest day. So just like the push-up, we're going to show the normally seen form after we hit our head on the bar and uncomfortably get back on the bench. All right, so if you have a standard Olympic bar, a lot of people will find where the knurls stop with one of their fingers, or they'll use it as a stopping point for the edge of the hand itself. Either way, we have a fairly wide grip that looks correct, because even, I won't say professional lifters, but experienced lifters know that your forearms should be perfectly vertical. Well, that's not entirely true. They should be perfectly vertical for the duration of the exercise, not just for the setup of the grip. So what you end up with, much like the push-up, is you come out here, and when you actually lock for the top of the rep, now my forearms are at an angle. And when I come down, as you can see, just like the push-up, my elbows come out. And I could feel quite a bit of pressure on my shoulders, and my right shoulder just popped. So, just like the push-up, we're going to make one small correction on our form to completely change where the pressure applies. Again, this is a chest and tricep exercise, not a chest and shoulder exercise. So I have a little bit shorter arms. I'm going to bring my grip in a little closer than most would. I'm actually going to bring them all the way to the edge of the knurling on an Olympic bar. Lock those shoulder blades back. You will have a natural arch to your back, not what I should say, an intentional arch. But you're going to pinch those shoulder blades back, poke that chest out, feet flat, and up. Now, I still have a little bit of angle in my forearms, but for the most part, they are straight in front of me. So I go down, my elbows go down with me instead of out. Push back up at a slight angle so that you're closer to the rack for when you finally get to failure towards the end of your set. So the actual motion of a chest press, or a chest press on the bench, is at an angle down to the sternum here, back up at an angle to where you're literally looking at the bar at the top of your rep. So now I'll shut up and I'll actually do a couple of reps for you to see what that looks like. And there again, we've made one small correction to our form and completely changed where the pressure applies during the exercise. Right here to our tricep. Also worth mentioning, the tricep, unlike the bicep, is actually two groups of muscle strands. So the bicep and the triceps plural, actually form a triangle around the arm. So again, if you're using the common form, which is elbows flared out, you're actually putting the pressure on your shoulders where it does not belong, and you're missing the opportunity to make that upper arm look bigger. A lot of people forget to focus on the triceps. They work on what's called the glamour muscles, which is from here, bottom of the bicep, all the way up and across the pecs and back down. So basically a horseshoe for your upper body. So by proper form on any chest exercise, using that tricep as a secondary muscle, you get the nice little bulge across the back, and you get a more balanced looking upper arm. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.